Well, good morning, everybody. Live from you from Studio 405 Mobile, where the wind is not whipping down the plane, but doggone it, it's 37 degrees and it feels like 50 outside. It's a beautiful day today in the Sooner State. It's your guy coming to you. It is that day of the year, the weekend immediately following Thanksgiving, the second one we mark on our calendars, besides the game against Florida. Clean, old-fashioned hate. I don't know what's clean about it. We hate each other. Georgia and Georgia Tech. You got the smart kids over at Georgia Tech. I mean, there's smart kids at University of Georgia too. Let's just go ahead and call it what it is. But we those of us that are from Georgia, those of you that are work in the world of academia, you know. Anyway, I am rambling because I'm in a good mood. I got my coffee. I done got my workout in. Anyway, Georgia versus Georgia Tech. We have a Georgia team that came into the season not so much as an afterthought, but there were a lot of other teams that they thought were going to be far, far better than Georgia overall in college football. And aside from one blemish on our record, losing to Alabama, again, we'll say it, losing to Alabama, the Dawgs have rattled off consecutive win after consecutive win after consecutive win en route to a more than likely, it's about probability, it's a sure lock for the college football playoffs, and even still a potential opportunity to play in the SEC championship game, led by quarterback Gunnar Stockton in his first year as a starter, playing like a veteran. We got a rushing attack that just, listen, this is not the 2021-2022 Dawgs, but doggone it, this team is good. They look shaky going and coming through the season with the slow starts, and they're starting to put together full games. I don't like to use this term because a lot of times it tends to jinx the team, but they're putting it together. I don't know why I looked up there. I thought I saw something on the ceiling. That's the microphone for the speakerphone. Anyway, they're putting it together. Gotta say, this is by far again, don't want to jinx myself, best year that Mike Bobo has put together as the Dawgs offensive coordinator since the departure of Todd Monken for the NFL. What an NFL. And when the rushing attack is slow starting, then we revert to just dumping it off. And I mean, there is an absolute stable of wide receivers that Gunnar Stockton has to choose from Lawson, Lucky to London, Humphreys, etc., etc. And then when that's not working, he'll beat you with his legs. This is a Georgia Tech team that came out with a great start, had a couple of interesting losses, not least of which was their loss against Pitt. Still have an opportunity to potentially, depending on what else happens this weekend, get into the ACC championship. But it's not looking as strong as they were looking starting the season. But they're still a formidable opponent, as you remember, because they still have one thing, Haynes King. And that's what the defense has to focus on, shutting down Schumann. He's got his work cut out for him. Basically, he's just going to have defensive players flying all over the field, in addition to 3 spies, a drone, and a couple of guys at Intel. Maybe we can get Connor Steins to come stand on the sideline somewhere. I don't know. But that's going to be the key to the game for Georgia to win this game, is shutting down Haynes King. We remember the absolute classic last week, 8 overtimes. So, but the Dawgs still got it done. And the Dawgs are showing that they still can get it done. Even the loss to Alabama was a close loss. It was not a blowout. So that's what you have there, ladies and gentlemen. Kickoff is 2:30 Central Time, 3:30 Eastern. Again, to be played at Mercedes Benz Stadium. Yours truly is definitely looking forward to it. Also, a host of other rivalry games this weekend throughout the SEC. I'm not going to line them all out, but the one that I'm keeping my eye on is the Iron Bowl. Alabama goes to Jordan-Hare. It doesn't happen often, but there are some strange things that happen at Jordan-Hare, no matter how good or how bad Auburn happens to be that season. So we're keeping an eye on that one. Remember, Alabama, with an Alabama loss or Texas A&M loss, Georgia can get into the SEC championship game. So definitely be keeping an eye on that one. And of course, Texas A&M versus Texas. Arch Manning all of a sudden he got a couple. He got the sensu bean he needed, and he's leveled up. At least he leveled up last week before. He must have found the sensu bean after the Georgia game. Anyway, you got Arch Manning and the Longhorns taking on Marcel Reed and the Aggies of A&M. That's another game because, of course, either one of these teams lose, Georgia gets into the SEC championship playoff. And then, of course, if both teams lose, Ole Miss also slides into the playoff, and that would be a very interesting matchup, too, of the two top-tier SEC teams outside, not named Alabama and Texas A&M, potentially getting in the playoffs. So I'll be keeping an eye on those games, and I'm sure you will be, too. Have a great day. Don't spend too much money today, y'all. Don't go out and fight the crowds. There's Amazon and TAMU and Shein and everything else you can think of, Shopify. I'm not trying to take anything away from the retailers because every single one of us knows somebody has a family member that works at one of the big box retailers and they got to get their money too. But stay at home, enjoy your weekend, and watch having some leftover food and enjoy the football games because that's what I am going to do. You guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. I will holler at you later. Colin and I will see you early next week. And as we say always, as we sign off, go Dawgs.